The final update for Chapter 6 Season 1 just dropped, and with it, the Battle Royale is gearing up for the final showdown against the demons. That means it's time to turn to the best source for all things on Oninoshima. And in today's episode, we've got the first info on the final event, a ton of new collabs, and the first teasers for the next season of Chapter 6. So grab some popcorn, get comfy, and let's get to it. The biggest highlight of the update is, of course, the live mini-event. As expected, Charlie Wen isn't breaking tradition, meaning we can pretty much count on having an event at the end of every season now. The Chapter 6 Season 1 finale is coded as Grill Moon, just like I predicted in my storyline breakdown video. The event will center around Dago trying to pull Jade out of the spirit realm, and, spoiler alert, it's not gonna end well. Data miners have already found Jade's voice lines, where she talks about a terrifying darkness lurking in the demon world. This same darkness is what dragged the biggest shard of the epicenter away. The event itself will have 10 different stages, and Dago himself will start teasing them through new story quests. It's already confirmed that during the event, we'll be fighting off hordes of demons emerging from the frozen portal. And speaking of which, that's exactly where the countdown timer will appear. From a storyline perspective, things are heating up, and we're already getting teasers for next season. A new NPC, Goldie, has appeared on the island, and she's got some interesting things to say. First, an old friend of Midas has gained some kind of power and wants to use it. Second, she keeps dropping hints about a vault heist and other crime-related stuff. So it looks like Epic might be going for another season full of spies, bandits, and thieves. And if that's actually the case, I'd highly recommend Charlie Wen swap out the writing team for someone more original, because we've already had 2 seasons like this. That being said, I'm still curious. Who exactly is this friend of Midas, and what kind of power did he get? It could literally be anyone. Sloane, Kato Thorne, or someone completely new. We'll just have to wait until February 21st to find out. Alright, you know the drill. We'll continue with map changes. This time around, he finally decided to cash in and clean up the island after Godzilla's attack, or maybe this was the work of the collective mind of the U-bots. But the real problem is something else entirely. A major change happened with the giant turtle Kame. All season long, we've been trying to help our green buddy overcome his depression, and turns out the best cure for loneliness is a girlfriend. Along with Ryuji, the loopers managed to find another huge turtle, and now Kame is no longer alone. Just look at that smile. To celebrate, I think we should give this girl a name. Drop your suggestions in the comments. That pretty much wraps up the new changes on the island. Anything, let me know in the comments. As for gameplay, this update didn't bring anything crazy. The Godzilla collab ended, and all related content has been removed from the game. So if you didn't get to experience what it's like being a massive lizard, well, press F. Oh yeah, we also got the explosive rifle and the bouncy shotgun, which is something, I guess, since launch. More and more info is surfacing about Epic Games gearing up for the full release of Reload. If you're out of the loop, Reload is still in early access, meaning the devs are actively tweaking and improving it. And with the latest update, they've already added the Tommy gun, with the incendiary grenade coming soon. According to data miners, that's just the start. The game files already contain weapon modding, meaning we might soon be able to customize our loadouts during buy phases by choosing attachments. If this actually drops, it's going to completely shake up the gameplay. So yeah, we're all just waiting for the mode to get its full launch next season. Collab fans got a huge W in this update, with tons of new crossovers. We've got Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen, a fully customizable Iron Man, and even a teaser for a Cristiano Ronaldo collab. On top of that, Epic is clearly pushing the Avatar franchise, and honestly, at this point, all we need is Elsa from Frozen and Snow White with the 7 Dwarfs, and we'll hit the collab jackpot. Besides all the encrypted collabs, we also got 18 new skins in this update. Remember the good old days when every update had just a handful of skins, and you actually had enough V-Bucks for them all? Yeah, well, forget about that. Epic is milking us dry now. Obviously, I'm not gonna list all 18 skins. Otherwise, this video would drag on for another 30 minutes. You can check out the quick preview running in the background. But I do want to highlight a cool looking fish, or whatever that thing is, and a hawk or raven skin. Looks like someone on Epic's design team is deep into the furry fandom. Overall, this final update felt a bit weaker than the last one. At least Godzilla went on a rant isn't there anymore. I wouldn't say the update was bad, But at the end of the season, people expect something big. More teasers, more gameplay updates, more finale-level content. If this dropped in December, when the season was just starting, it would have been fine. But maybe I'm jumping the gun. We've still got the mini-event, and if it delivers, my opinion on this patch might completely change. So to make sure you don't miss out on any of that, subscribe to that channel. I've got everything you need in Fortnite revealed in the season's release trailer. And I don't think Charlie Wen highlighted that small detail without reason. It's very possible that in the near future, we'll see other realities that will play significant roles in the storyline. That the Fox Clan and the River Guardians are originally from Reality 783. Yes, my favorite Drift, Vi, and the rest of the crew in white and pink kitsune masks originally came from Oninoshima. That said, there's one amusing inconsistency here. Drift initially ended up on the Chapter 1 island because of a rift that opened in the real world. So, it's still unclear which reality Drift originally came from. If you have your own explanation, feel free to share it in the comments. The thing is, the Fox Clan mastered the ancient art of creating masks. And these weren't just regular Halloween masks or party accessories. These were full-fledged magical artifacts that allowed many samurai to absorb the spiritual energy of Oninoshima. The Fox Clan transformed their craft into true magic. In simple terms, they essentially invented an equivalent to Naruto's chakra. Everything seemed fine, until a few mask makers created masks that were way too overpowered. These masks became such a threat that the other clans on Oninoshima declared war on the Fox Clan, as their magic posed a real danger to the island. Leading the resistance was none other than the River Guardians. This clash, known as the War of Shadows, led to catastrophic destruction. The infighting among the clans caused the ancient masks to spiral out of control, opening a gateway to the spirit realm. At its center was an unknown shogun, a towering brute who now appears as the rift boss on the island. Only by uniting their forces were the samurai able to seal the rift using the Dragon Gates, which you've likely come across by now. The final battle for Oninoshima took place at Night Shift Forest. And if you wander through the area, you can still find remnants of the fight, such as spears, swords, helmets, and other gear. A local legend has also spread about a samurai girl who, in her effort to protect her clan, became trapped forever in the spirit realm, a ghostly dimension. She fell under the control of a powerful Oni, who turned her into his puppet. By now, you've probably guessed this legend refers to Night Rose, who can currently be found in the Demon's Dojo. Eventually, the Fox Clan destroyed all mentions of the mask-making technique, but as we later learn, they weren't entirely honest. The world remained at peace until a fragment of the Zero Point crashed onto the island. The power of the reality core awakened the ancient magic, reopening the gates to the spirit realm. If you're curious about how the locals reacted to this, I've got some exclusive footage from a homie, Jonesy. After leaving the Chapter 5 island, Jonesy and Hope are on a mission to find a mysterious artifact that Hope compares to Pandora's box. Hope believes these powerful trinkets are just pieces of a much bigger puzzle, which leads the team to Oninoshima. Here, they meet Kendo, a local samurai, who, along with his brother Daigo and sister Jade, is already battling demons after the gates were reactivated. Hope and Jones quickly realize they're in the right place and join the fight against the demon world. But this demon-fighting family isn't as ordinary as they seem. They're descendants of ancient samurai who fought in the original War of Shadows. Remember how I said the Fox Clan wasn't entirely honest? It turns out their craftsmen secretly passed down knowledge of mask making through generations. The most skilled of them is Daigo. Essentially, Daigo grinds spirits like a blender, turning them into pure energy to forge the masks. Not exactly the most humane method when it comes to those poor sprites, but anyway, something clearly didn't go as planned. The mask Daigo crafted for Jade accidentally transported her to the spirit realm, which has created a lot of tension between the brothers. Honestly, Daigo seems pretty shady overall, as you can pick up from his dialogues with Mizuki. He's definitely not as straightforward as he appears right now. While the brothers sort out their fate, like the High Stakes Club, are joining the effort too. These guys definitely know a thing or two about hunting down supernatural threats, though they mostly operate behind the scenes. I'd bet we'll hear more about the Syndicate later, especially since Evi and Thunder also seem to hail from Reality 783. That's pretty much the backstory of what's happening on the island right now. I left out a few details to avoid turning this video into a full-on lecture about Chapter 6's lore. Let's be real, not everyone wants to know how Oninoshima has developed over the past 1,000 years, but at least now you have a general understanding of what we're dealing with. While Hope and Jones are busy battling demons, they're missing one critical detail. Where did the reality core fragment even come from? And more importantly, where did it go? Something tells me that fragments of what was once the most powerful object in the multiverse don't just randomly travel between dimensions, let alone land in places capable of activating sealed gates that unleash hordes of demons. I'm almost 100% sure this is all part of some incredibly well-planned scheme. If Charlie Wen learned anything from the mistakes of Chapter 5, we likely won't see the true villain behind all these events anytime soon. Or at least I really hope that's the case. Honestly, the story could use or expect much at this point. Just think back to Chapter 5 and its underwhelming villains. Each one of them had the potential to be far more interesting. But the most frustrating part has to be how epic completely botched Doctor Doom's arc. At the start of the season, they hyped him up as this ultra-powerful force who effortlessly took down the Avengers, Ultron, Thanos, and even Galactus. But by the end of the season, he got taken out by regular loopers with basic weapons. Seriously, how many times can they pull this? I can't be the only one who feels this way. If you agree, let me know. But let's get back to the reality core. Data miners have already uncovered parts of future quests, where we'll be hunting for the 0-point fragment. Not just as a fun collectible, but to forge an overpowered sword capable of defeating the mysterious Shogun. What's even more interesting is that this sword might end up being given to Night Rose. At least, that's the conclusion we can draw from the leaked storyline challenges. If that's the case, we may finally be able to free Night Rose, which shows one of the fragments we're currently searching for. In the background, you can also see Kendo, who is likely teaching Hope how to control her powers. So now, those seemingly random graffiti predicting the future are turning out to be proper hints that players can use. That said, Hop hasn't entirely given up her street art, as her graffiti can still be found in various locations across the island. The question remains, are these drawings prophetic, or is there something else going on? It's hard to say for now, but if there are any breakthroughs or secrets tied to the new island, we'll be sure to share them. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and if anything new comes up, we'll post about it on my channel, where breakdowns of teasers, trailers, and other major news go up as soon as they're announced. Huge respect to everyone who made it this far into the video, and most importantly, have an absolutely amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.